What's going on? How you guys doing today? We're going to do something different. We're not able to go out on the water today. We got some other things that will be happening. So we're going to be doing this video on the top 10 mistakes that all new boaters make. We know you've made these because we made them. What we're going to do is we're going to share some of the mistakes that we've made at the very end. So,
oh, yay.
Yay!
Fun.
So I got my sister Dana here. She's visiting from South Carolina. She's been in some of our videos before, so I'm not going to leave any links. You can go check this out. We're doing this all in one rip, one take. Everybody knows the rules.
No editing. All right, so this is mimosa hour from the pool dinner.
Thank you. Yeah. We were going to do it on the boat like last week, but it's a little crispy here.
It's crispy out.
So
cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Here we go. So coming in at number 10.
What's that?
It's going to be skipping taking a boating safety course.
Yep, we did that. You should do that.
Yep, we took it online. And, so that's one of the biggest mistakes. You should take a boating safety course. You took one, right?
Yep. Did you?
Took one. Did online, but still you need to know your channel markers, your red right return. You need to know a little bit of docking, right of way. Things like that, just so you have that confidence and to be safe on the water.
It's pretty basic stuff. But is it free? I think it's free.
Yeah, the one we took was free. It was like for insurance purposes.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
But for in person, you can go to the Chapman School of Captaining down in Fort Stewart area for a 1 week orienteering.
More intense.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Hands-on docking and everything. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So number 9, coming in number 9 is going to be not getting hands-on experience first. So don't just go for the ride. Go out with an experienced boater first.
If you boat with other people, maybe ask if there's anything you can do to help. And when we took our first boat and on its maiden voyage, we took a very experienced boater with us, and that was how we did that.
Yep.
I thought it was a good idea.
Yep. We and I would go out with this is Nordine and Dareth. We'd go out fishing. I was always asking questions. Well, what happens if this happens? What happens if that? And just to try to absorb as much information. And our first time out, we brought him and his wife with us. Now we're going to talk about I'll save that part for later. But we learned a lot of stuff, but it was great to have them help us on our first trip out by ourselves. So, all right, next one. Right there is going to be forgetting the drain plug.
Every boater does this? Is that what you're saying?
They're going to do it one time or another.
Yeah, we did do it one time.
But no, we didn't forget. No, we forgot keys.
Oh, it was keys.
We forgot keys.
So now we keep spares on the boat.
Yeah.
We have a spare boat plug in the dry box and a spare key. Yeah.
Correct. We got a spare key in the dry box, so we have that just in case. You don't want to be out there, on the ramp and not have your drain plug. It's not going to be a good day. So,
no.
So try to have redundancy. So. All right. Next up, we've got not having a towing membership. Sea Tow or Towboat USA. So breakdowns are going to happen, and I hear it is really expensive. Now we haven't had to. We have Sea Tow, but we haven't actually had to use it yet. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We saw some people. Was it the other week when we were out? It was like, why is that boat so close to towboat or whatever? And it was like they were getting towed in.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth the investment. Get that because I hear it's pretty expensive. All right, next up is ignoring navigation basics. So that means checking the depths, the wind forecast, the tide schedules, and just don't go out, right? So you need to check all that. What are your thoughts on that? You check?
Absolutely. If it's too windy, you don't want to be dealing with all that. You could cause a preventable accident.
Yeah. It's like small craft advisory. Don't want to go out on small craft advisory. But yeah, always check the winds and the tides or when you're going out, and then also as far as when you're coming back in, because it could be nice and calm on the way out.
Anticipate when you're coming in and check what the conditions are going to be like for when you plan on coming in as well. And really, there's so many apps now, there's just no excuse. It's so easy. You get these little tiny supercomputers in your hand, just check check things out.
Is that important out here for lightning storms? What do you guys do if you get stuck and if a quick storm rolls through?
We went on shore that one day. Remember we were over by Shell Key
Yeah.
in that store? We were like, why are all those boaters leaving Bunce's Pass? And they're all hauling back to the ramp.
Yeah, I mean, we try not, if we see a storm, in the forecast, we're not going to go out because you just can't predict lightning. I don't think lightning is predictable, is it?
No, but we went on shore. All those boats were heading back in. We went on shore and just kind of toughed it out.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun though, actually. But
We've been in a few storms, but we try to check things out first.
Right, next up is anchoring mistakes. So that's, new boaters don't know how to anchor properly. They use the wrong type of anchor for the area.
Yeah.
Also, anchoring in the wrong spot.
Yep.
We'll talk about that later on. Anchoring in the wrong spot. So,
Having the right kind of anchor for the substrate you're in or whatever, rocky bottom, sandy bottom,
you could be in muck bottom,
or
like
the size of your boat.
yeah,
The right
yeah.
amount of chain. Is
Yeah.
Because if you don't have enough out, it's not going to withhold. Having two anchors. We went out with someone last year. He did not have the appropriate anchor.
No. He had looked like a little
Mushroom.
lake
It was a
anchor
lake
for a
anchor.
lake, and he had to tie onto our boat. That's all right. We
Yep.
still love him.
Yep. We were at Bunce's Pass in the channel, and it was ripping that day.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is we were in a what do you call that?
Channel?
The current.
The
There was a
current,
current.
yeah, strong current. Yeah, really, that was pretty strong.
You need to know the depth also to have a good idea of how much chain.
Yep. Yeah, and it's usually a 7-to-1 ratio is what they recommend.
Okay.
Is that the amount of line you need out? Or
So that's 7 feet of line for like
Each
every
foot of depth.
1 foot of depth.
yeah.
And then plus you got the the height of the boat as well. And I think if it's really strong conditions, then they recommend like 10-to-1. So when in doubt, let it out.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's good sound advice. I'd ask ChatGPT to help give me the answer.
All right. So next up, missing required safety gear. So make sure your boat is legal and safe. Life jackets for everyone. A throwable device, fire extinguisher, sound producing device, and first aid kit.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
If you get stopped by the Coast Guard, they ask for these things, right? They want to see.
We got stopped last week.
yeah, if you watch our videos, you would.
I do need to catch up. I'm only one or two behind. Only one or two behind.
All right. So while you watch our videos, you'll see that we were boarded by the Pinellas County Police and the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
And I was like, I made sure to show them all the stuff because we just bought some new stuff because the first aid kit got all soaked.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's not like a set it and forget it. Oh, I bought all my stuff. Like, you got to keep up with it. The flares, they expire. Our first aid kit got ruined somehow. So
Fire extinguisher.
do we have it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got it's in there. It's in the corners.
Okay, yeah, it's under there.
And
say-
the boat plugs, that's a required.
Yep. They're drain plugs.
Drain plugs,
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, but you want to have those, but you're not going to really get too far. But you want to make sure you have all your safety gear. If not, you get pulled over or boarded, then you're gonna get probably a ticket. So we had all our stuff. We were in compliance, so that was good. You were just speeding through the minimum weight.
A little bit,
Yeah.
not a lot.
Not a lot.
I didn't mean to.
I think it's a little subjective.
I'm not-
to be honest.
Speed racer.
Yeah.
Under 5 knots, is that typically?
No,
the-
it was because it wasn't a no wake zone. It was a minimum wake zone. And he's like, "Do you know what minimum wake means?" And I said, "Honestly, no. It just means minimum wake, right?" And he said, "The nose of the boat, it has to be settled in the water, so it can't be. You can't be on plane. You have to be settled." Anyway, that was last week's video.
Yeah, so now's a good time. Check that video out. All right. Next one is not practicing backing up a trailer. So,
Never done that.
Dana's like, "No,
I've never done that. Somebody else could do that.
so you need to practice. Now, this is what I was going to talk about. When we first went out with Nordine and Dareth, I had done a little bit of practicing, but not enough. We went down to Apollo Beach, and it was going to be me backing the trailer. And this particular ramp in Apollo Beach was like a single ramp, super narrow of all the ramps. So I was in there. There was another boat that came up, and you went and told them, what'd you tell them?
I said, it's his first time. They were very nice about it. They kind of chuckled and they just waited.
So after about 5 or 6 attempts, Nordine pulled me out the game, put me on the bench. Nordine benched me, so he went ahead and
awesome.
he backed the boat. So that
Well, he
was-
had experience at that ramp, and it was a very awkward ramp. But
Sounds like a great place to learn.
yeah. But you would want to go when it's not like prime time. Like maybe try to take a day off work and go during the work week.
when it's slow, or even I was thinking too if it's like really rainy.
January.
Rainy, yeah,
no one's
yeah,
to be out
sure,
there.
sure.
Or find a parking lot to
Oh yeah,
practice
just
in.
go to a park. Go to Walmart and just practice backing the boat up and
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, so you can do that, but practice that because what's going to happen is when you're out there on the ramp, people are going to be
Pressure's
watching.
on.
Pressure's on,
Yeah.
and more people are watching. The higher probability that you're going to be screwing things up.
That's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it works. When no one's there, you'll be able to back it like a pro, but you're going to have a couple people there, watching, and you're going to screw it up. So, all right, next up here, we got ramp etiquette mistakes.
Ramp etiquette. This is my favorite one.
Don't be that boater. Yeah.
I guess because I'm grouchy and I don't know.
Qualified captain.
Qualified captain. Yeah. Shout out.
So,
We try to not to be grouchy. We try to help people when they need help.
yep.
Yeah.
But like when we're at the ramp, we are quick and easy, quick and fast. We want to get in, get out. So we do all our prep work in the staging area.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, I pack up the boat before we even leave. So all our gear and stuff for the day is going to be on the boat,
Stowed.
sewed,
Yeah.
ready to go. There'll be some minimal stuff in the truck, but we'll find that staging area. We'll do all our stuff, the straps, unhook the bow safety chain, the boat plug, drain plug, whatever. We get that. We all ready to go. So we're all ready to go.
Get ready to go in the staging area. You
Yep.
should only have to, if you have a crew of people with you, they should just have to hop on.
Yeah.
So when you get to the dock.
We get ready in that staging area. Everybody ready for even Steven? How you guys doing? Another one?
No, just calm down there, sir.
All right. I'm just gonna have to calm down. So get ready.
Yeah, so don't be that guy.
Yep.
Get yourself ready.
Because there was one, it was a couple weeks ago, we were coming back in and that boat was going out. And this guy, need more?
Mm-hmm.
Do it. So they took their sweet time. They had the boat there, loading everything. They had the baby. And the
They were loading
wheelchair.
at while they were tied up at
That's
the.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got the boat off the trailer and then they did all their prep work.
Yeah.
And there's only, there's 2 ramps there.
There's only 2, but
There's only one side. It's not like a ramp where you get like enough room for someone on each side. It's just 2 ramps.
2 ramps.
And
Get in and get out.
they were just
so here you go.
chilling. They set up a tent and were
Just camped out.
camped out.
So we were able to load our boat, and then another boat, they were able to load their boat before they even left.
We put in
And they were there.
two people put in while they were like
So don't be that guy. Just, be in and out. All right, let's see. And the number 1 mistake that new boaters make is buying a boat to begin with.
No.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So, that's the number 1 mistake. No. So buying a boat before you are ready. So you want to, we rented boats. So before we jumped in, we rented boats. I've rented boats on the lake, rented boats down in the Keys.
different kinds of boats.
Yeah. Pontoon, center console,
Dual console,
deck boat.
boat.
And I think the one that we rented the most in the Keys was a deck boat. Mm-hmm. And we liked that. That was.
We like this space, obviously the deck space on a deck boat, but you just you don't know that stuff until you actually do some boating.
Yeah. So you want to figure out what type of boat is going to work best for you and your area too, because here there's a lot of center consoles, dual consoles, outboards, right?
Yeah.
So we were watching. It was up at Lake Pleasant, one of those videos. I didn't see like any outboards. It was all like jet boats and
No, that was Lake Havasu. I
Lake
think.
Havasu. Yep.
Yeah. That was crazy.
They
They
were-
didn't have any outboards. It just seemed like everybody had those like crazy what are those speed
The jet boats.
jet boats? They looked really fast and fancy and expensive.
So rent a boat. There are those boat clubs. Those are a little pricey to get into, but we rented boats, and we're able to get a lot of experience, realize the type of the boat, that would work the best for us.
Yep.
Also, too, before you buy a boat, you need to think about where you're going to keep it.
Where are you going to keep this boat?
Right, because whether it's going to be a high dry, you got a boat lift, it's going to be in your driveway. So those are things that you should think about first.
Maintenance costs.
Mm-hmm.
Factoring in those. Oof.
Just cut a hole in your pocket there, and
Yep.
yeah. There's always something wrong with a boat.
So now we're going to talk about a couple of the mistakes that we made, and we'll start off with, I think, when we went to Nordine and Darris on that drive down.
Sure. So this is when we say go out with someone experienced first. Literally, when we pulled up into their driveway or in front of their house, we learned something immediately. They came out to greet us and they were like, "Did you drive over here with your bimini open?" So in our heads, we're like, let's get everything all ready to go for our day of boating. But we have an 45-minute trailer commute over to where we put in. On the highway, no, you don't want your bimini open. So we literally learned something as soon as we pulled up at their house.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And the table. We're like, we'll set up the table.
We had the table.
And the neighbor was like, "Oh no, mine blew off my boat one time when I was on the highway."
Yeah.
So
Brando came out and said, he had his blew off, and it's like, hey, that's $100 right there.
Yep. So go out with experienced boaters.
Yeah. So we learned a lot. And then the next time we went out, this was the time you and I went out by ourselves.
Our first, yep.
Yeah. Nobody there. Yep. And when it came to anchoring, we anchored in the wrong spot.
This has to do with whatever number it was, is knowing how to anchor, where to anchor. We anchored in the shipping channel.
Ooh.
So
we were too close.
The northeast side of Egmont. I was like, look, there's nobody here. This is a perfect spot.
We're by ourselves. Yay! No, there was a few other people there.
So,
but yeah, a shipping container went by
and that was the thing. We could see the shipping container off in the distance. Oh, that's so cool. Look, I think I took pictures. He's so close. And then about 5 minutes, probably after he passed us, it was on.
Big old wave. It went almost over our boat. It felt like it was.
No, it did.
Were we double anchored?
We doubled anchored.
So that was the issue. If we had been single anchored, because a few of the other people that were on the beach with us, they got beached. If we hadn't been double anchored, we wouldn't have caught so much wave.
So we were double anchored. We were in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
We had two big waves come over the bow. We had probably about a foot of water
in the boat.
Bilge kicks on.
Yeah.
The phones were in the water.
It was bad.
Pulled that out. The other guy, our boat neighbor there, their boat got thrown up
onto the beach.
Onto the beach there on Egmont.
Yeah.
So we could see a group of people were pushing them out. Now,
all the jet skis. There was a few jet skiers there. They got beached.
Yeah. So we did have 2 anchors. Now, after that day, those anchors were done. They were bent. So I ended up, it was just too much. They were all bent up.
We had to get new ones.
I threw them out.
Yeah.
So I got two new anchors.
So that was kind of, lesson learned. I don't know if you did all your research and stuff, if something like that would not have happened to us, but you do a little bit of on-the-job training there with boating, but
we got some on-the-job training, so that was a little bit scary. And then we were having issues too with the boat starting, and I think that may have just been because of those were kind of like the batteries from the previous owner.
Yeah, the batteries were not good. We learned that after that wave went over our boat because everything got wet.
Everything got wet, and then we ended up getting
new batteries.
We only had one battery, and then we ended up getting dual batteries. But don't anchor in the shipping channel. Don't make that mistake. And if there's no one anchoring there, there's probably
a reason.
Probably a reason. So.
What other mistakes have we made?
Well, we're not sharing all the mistakes.
Oh, okay.
So we need you to tell us some of the mistakes that you made.
I would like to learn from other people.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is what this is all about. We're all, no one's, born, a
boater,
a boater, captain, and some say they are, but you're not. You learn by making mistakes. So what mistakes did we not go over that you might have made?
Yeah.
We definitely have to know. Just a plane going by.
Rude.
Yeah, rude. Let's see, how long is this video so far? Let's take
This is mimosa hour from the pool.
Yep, mimosa hour.
Hope you learned something from us.
Yeah, and we want to learn from you. Like I said, leave us a comment. Let us know if we missed something and what are things that we should be doing or not be doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little crispy here in Florida.
It's a beautiful day.
Beautiful day. I did go by Williams boat ramp when I went to Walmart.
Okay.
And there was a big long line. Yeah.
This would be a prime day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't go out because we have a bunch of stuff going on. But
our neighbors, they're out.
oh, are they?
Yeah. So
okay.
they boat. So it'd definitely be a nice day. That ramp gets hectic though.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, that's the thing. You don't want to be trying to send it on a busy day. You know.
Not if you're not experienced.
Right.
But the problem is finding parking there.
That's right, because you got to park close to all the way down 41 by the end of Riverview Drive, so it's gonna get busy. So cool. I think that's
good
it.
Stuff, guys.
Yeah, good stuff. Anything
Dana
else?
is also a boater, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do the trailering, but
Exactly.
Yours is in the water.
there's
Or what?
a boat slip. It hangs out on a boat slip.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Boating season, yeah.
Yeah, the trailer is good. We both back the trailer. Kim can do it and all that, and that's
I can do it at one particular ramp. I really should try doing it. At some other
yeah,
ramp.
like Pinellas. Yeah, some of those other ones just to get more experience because really, we had an incident a while back. We went to this one ramp, that's the Alafaya, where the cliff of death, where
Oh yeah.
the
trailer went off the cliff. I heard they fixed it. I think you told me that.
Yep.
But no, just so you can
Redundancy.
perform in sticky situations like the one ramp in the Keys.
Yep.
You were able to send it, and you said it was really hard.
It was hard because I had that. We rented an F-250 Super Duty, super long. There wasn't much area.
Yeah.
So I was able to do that, but also too with redundancy, not just with the trailering, but operating the vessel. Because you and Jackson were on there. I was able to, drop you guys off. You guys were able to go, dock the boat.
Yeah.
I had to go put the trailer away.
Yep. We did it.
Yeah. So, cool.
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Thanks, Dana.
All right, thank you. So
Peace.
that's all we've got. Oh, we got to do the famous. See you on the next one. You guys ready? All right, microphone check.
Oh, now you want me to talk?
Now you can talk. Yeah.
It's so hard to find a good film crew.
Yeah.
Really, it's just,
The producers. I mean, it's hard to find a good
God.
one.
All right, that's your lines. Cut. GoPro, stop recording.